A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant development in the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia, the Trump administration has lifted its suspension of military aid and intelligence sharing for Ukraine. This announcement comes as Kyiv has indicated its willingness to consider a 30-day ceasefire in the war, contingent upon Moscow's agreement. The decision to lift the suspension was made just a week after it was imposed, a move aimed at pressuring Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to engage in negotiations to end the hostilities with Russian forces. Secretary of State Marco Rubio stated that the United States would present the ceasefire proposal to the Kremlin after discussions in Saudi Arabia. "We're going to tell them this is what's on the table. Ukraine is ready to stop shooting and start talking. And now it'll be up to them to say yes or no," Rubio said. This announcement coincided with high-level talks between U.S. and Ukrainian officials in Riyadh, aimed at addressing the three-year conflict that has seen Moscow invade Ukraine. Just hours before these talks, Russia successfully intercepted over 300 Ukrainian drones in what was described as Ukraine's largest drone assault since the beginning of the full-scale invasion. The situation remains tense, with President Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, expected to travel to Moscow later this week for potential discussions with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The atmosphere during the talks in Saudi Arabia was marked by a mix of optimism and caution. Journalists were briefly allowed into the meeting room where Ukrainian officials met with Rubio, who appeared upbeat about the discussions. However, the Ukrainian delegation maintained a serious demeanor, reflecting the gravity of the situation. Andriy Yermak, a presidential aide from Ukraine, emphasized the necessity of achieving a just and lasting peace, while also highlighting the importance of security guarantees to prevent future Russian aggression. This meeting marks the first direct engagement between U.S. and Ukrainian leaders since a heated exchange between Trump and Zelensky in the Oval Office last month. Saudi Arabia's foreign minister was also present, showcasing the international dimension of the discussions. The talks lasted several hours, with no immediate comments from either Ukrainian or U.S. officials regarding the recent drone attacks. Meanwhile, Russia has ramped up its military operations, launching 126 drones and a ballistic missile at Ukraine, intensifying the conflict further. In Moscow, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov stated that the results of the Jeddah talks would be communicated to Russia, underscoring the ongoing diplomatic efforts. As the situation unfolds, citizens in Kyiv are closely monitoring the developments. Local psychologist Lena Harasimenko expressed the need for reasonable compromises to end the war, while a Ukrainian soldier warned against lowering defenses during a potential ceasefire, fearing it could allow Russia to regroup and strengthen its military capabilities. The complexities of the conflict continue to pose challenges for both sides, with Russia maintaining its demands for peace, which include Ukraine abandoning its NATO aspirations and recognizing occupied territories as Russian. With nearly a fifth of Ukraine's territory currently under Russian control, the stakes are high as both nations navigate the turbulent waters of diplomacy and warfare. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.